Every year, people set goals with enthusiasm, but by the time the months pass, many find themselves in the same place they started. Why does this happen? Because success isn't built in moments of inspiration. It's built in the daily habits we form. Your year will not be defined by one dramatic event, but by the repeated actions you take consistently. Let's explore the 5 habits that can truly shape your year. The first habit is daily consistency. Many underestimate the power of small actions repeated every day. Whether it's dedicating 30 minutes to learning, practicing a skill, or working on a personal project, consistency builds momentum. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small and almost invisible, but over time, it grows, gathering strength and impact. Your year will mirror the habits you practice daily, so choose them wisely. The second habit is prioritizing your health and energy. Success demands stamina, both physically and mentally. Eating nourishing food, exercising, and maintaining mental clarity aren't luxuries, they're necessities. When you are energetic, your focus sharpens, your decisions improve, and you can tackle challenges with resilience. A year defined by fatigue and poor health will always limit your potential, no matter how brilliant your plans are. The third habit is intentional learning and growth. Knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. Every day, make it a habit to learn something new, read, listen, or practice a skill that moves you forward. Growth doesn't happen accidentally, it's the product of deliberate effort. When you commit to learning consistently, you create opportunities and prepare yourself to handle situations others might struggle with. By the end of the year, the knowledge and skills you acquire will become your advantage. The fourth habit is cultivating a mindset of gratitude and positivity. Life will throw challenges, but how you perceive them determines your progress. Gratitude shifts focus from what's lacking to what's available, making you resilient against setbacks. Positivity isn't about ignoring problems. It's about approaching them with clarity, hope, and determination. This habit not only influences your mental state, but also attracts the right opportunities and people into your life. The fifth habit is mastering time management and focus. Every year is made up of 365 days, and how you spend them defines your results. Prioritize the tasks that align with your goals, eliminate distractions, and focus on what truly matters. Multitasking might seem productive, but sustained focus produces deep results. When you respect your time, you respect your potential, and this habit alone can change the trajectory of your entire year. Though not one of the main 5, reflection and course correction tie all these habits together. Regularly reviewing your progress allows you to adjust, learn from mistakes, and stay aligned with your goals. Without reflection, even the best habits can drift into inefficiency. Make it a habit to pause, evaluate, and recalibrate. This ensures your year is defined not by chance, but by conscious action. Your year is a blank page, and these habits are the pen in your hand. The moment you adopt them, you take control of your growth, your success, and your life. Remember, it isn't about the grand gestures. It's about consistent choices, healthy routines, intentional learning, positive mindset, and focused action. These 5 habits don't just shape a year, they shape the person you are becoming. Consistency is the single most underestimated factor that determines whether a person achieves their goals or simply drifts through life. People often think that massive breakthroughs come from extraordinary events or sudden inspiration, but the truth is that life-changing results are built quietly, invisibly, through repeated small actions over time. Every day, the choices you make, even the ones that seem insignificant, accumulate and compound, shaping the trajectory of your year. Imagine a person who spends 30 minutes each day learning a new skill or reading a book. It may feel small in the moment, almost inconsequential, but after a month, that person has invested 15 hours, after a year, more than 180 hours. That is the difference between someone who stagnates and someone who steadily grows. Consistency doesn't demand perfection, it demands persistence, the willingness to show up even when motivation is low, when energy is drained, or when circumstances seem unfavorable. People often quit because they expect immediate results, but life rewards those who can sustain effort over time. Habits, once formed, create automatic behaviors that bypass the need for willpower, making progress inevitable. Think about brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. You do it without thought because you've done it consistently. The same principle applies to personal growth, skills, and productivity. One of the keys to consistency is creating systems that support your actions. Instead of relying solely on motivation, which fluctuates, design routines that integrate the habits you want into your daily life. If your goal is to improve your health, schedule a set time for exercise rather than waiting for the right moment. If your goal is learning, allocate a specific time for reading or practicing every day. Systems reduce friction, eliminate excuses, and make consistency achievable even when life becomes chaotic. Another vital aspect is patience. Consistency rarely produces instant results, but it always produces results if maintained. A seed planted today doesn't grow into a tree tomorrow, but it will eventually bear fruit if watered and nurtured daily. Similarly, every consistent effort you put into your personal development, career, or relationships is planting seeds that will determine the harvest you experience at the end of the year. Consistency also builds confidence. When you show up day after day, you prove to yourself that you are reliable and capable of following through. That confidence fuels momentum, creating a positive feedback loop where small wins reinforce your dedication, making it easier to continue even when challenges arise. On the other hand, inconsistency breeds doubt, frustration, and missed opportunities. Many people have talent, intelligence, or potential, but they fail to convert these advantages into real outcomes simply because they lack the habit of consistent action. They start projects with enthusiasm, stop halfway, restart, and abandon again. Each interruption delays progress, and before long, they find themselves in the same place they were a year ago, wondering why nothing has changed. Another dimension of consistency is alignment with priorities. Consistency is not about being busy. It is about being consistent in the actions that truly matter. Focusing on low-impact tasks every day will only lead to consistent stagnation. True consistency requires clarity about what actions will move you closer to your goals and the discipline to perform them regularly without distraction or compromise. Life will always throw challenges, unexpected events, setbacks, distractions. But the consistent person adapts and continues. They may modify the approach, adjust the plan, or scale efforts, but they do not abandon the habit itself. Consistency is not rigid, it is flexible perseverance, a commitment to keep moving forward regardless of circumstances. Over time, the compound effect of these daily actions becomes exponential. The effort that feels small today creates leverage tomorrow. Just like saving money incrementally builds wealth, small consistent actions build skill, knowledge, discipline, and character. Every day you commit to the habits that matter, you are defining your year and ultimately the life you will lead. The power of daily consistency is not a theory, it is a proven principle observed in every field, from business to sports to personal development. The champions, leaders, and innovators are rarely those who make grand gestures sporadically. They are the ones who show up, persist, and refine their craft day after day. By embracing consistency, you lay the foundation for everything else to flourish, including your health, learning, mindset, focus, and reflection, because each of these aspects grows stronger when supported by the steady rhythm of intentional daily effort. Once you understand the power of consistency, the next essential habit that defines your year is prioritizing your health and energy, because no matter how consistent you are with your actions, if your body and mind are depleted, your efforts will yield limited results. Health is not merely the absence of illness. It is the foundation that supports every goal, every ambition, and every plan you have for your year. The energy you bring to your day dictates how effectively you can execute the consistent actions you've committed to. Imagine trying to follow a strict learning schedule or work on a major project while constantly tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. Even the most disciplined person will struggle. Prioritizing health means taking responsibility for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being and recognizing that it is not secondary to success but central to it. The human body is designed to function optimally when given proper nutrition, adequate rest, and regular movement. Eating balanced meals fuels your mind and muscles, allowing you to maintain focus, stamina, and clarity. Skipping meals, consuming processed foods, or relying on sugar and caffeine for temporary boosts may provide momentary energy, but over time, it leads to crashes, fatigue, and reduced productivity. Exercise, even in small amounts, increases blood flow, enhances mood, and strengthens resilience against stress. It may feel inconvenient, especially when life is busy, but the cumulative effect of regular movement directly translates into higher energy levels, sharper thinking, and better decision-making. Sleep is another critical pillar of energy. People often sacrifice rest for work, believing productivity comes from longer hours, but without restorative sleep, consistency falters. Sleep deprivation affects focus, memory, emotional regulation, and immune function, making it harder to sustain the very habits that define a successful year. Prioritizing health also involves mental and emotional care. Stress is unavoidable, but unmanaged stress drains energy, clouds judgment, and decreases efficiency. Incorporating practices such as mindfulness, meditation, journaling, or simply taking moments to pause and breathe can recharge your mind and maintain emotional balance. The connection between physical health and mental clarity is undeniable, and neglecting one undermines the other. Energy is essentially your most valuable currency. Without it, even the most brilliant strategies or consistent routines become ineffective. Consider a person who consistently dedicates time to learning, exercising, discipline, and managing tasks but ignores their nutrition, rest, or stress levels. They may start strong, but over time, fatigue will reduce output, mistakes will increase, and motivation will wane. Prioritizing health ensures that the consistent effort you have already committed to does not go to waste. Another crucial element is the awareness of personal limits. Consistency should not mean overexertion. Sustainable progress comes from aligning effort with capacity. Pushing beyond what your body and mind can handle may deliver short-term results, but it leads to burnout and disruption of long-term habits. Listening to your body, respecting recovery, and adjusting routines accordingly is part of the discipline that transforms consistent effort into lasting achievement. Additionally, prioritizing health improves resilience, allowing you to adapt when life throws challenges. When energy is high, you can think creatively, respond calmly to setbacks, and continue acting consistently even under pressure. When energy is low, even small obstacles feel overwhelming, and the consistent actions you've built become vulnerable to neglect. Investing in health is an investment in leverage. It multiplies the effectiveness of every other habit, from learning and productivity to maintaining focus and positive mindset. The most successful people are not those who work endlessly without care. They are those who understand that their body and mind are their tools. And the sharper and stronger those tools, the more precise and impactful their efforts become. By prioritizing health and energy, you ensure that the consistency you've cultivated does not burn out and that every action is executed at full capacity. This habit directly connects to the first habit of daily consistency, because consistency without energy is like a car running without fuel. It moves, but it cannot reach its destination efficiently. When you integrate health and energy management into your daily routine, you create a foundation that allows all other habits, learning, mindset, focus, and reflection to thrive. Over time, the alignment of consistent effort and high energy produces exponential results because your actions are no longer limited by fatigue, distraction, or burnout. Every choice to eat well, move regularly, rest adequately, and manage stress compounds, enhancing both the quality and quantity of your daily efforts. In this way, prioritizing health and energy becomes not just a habit, but a strategic decision that shapes the entire year, ensuring that the consistency you work so hard to maintain translates into real, tangible progress across every area of your life. Once you have built consistency and prioritized your health and energy, the next habit that defines your year is intentional learning and growth, because knowledge and skills are the tools that turn effort into meaningful results. Being consistent and energetic without growth can leave you running in circles. But when every action is accompanied by learning, you are moving forward not just in effort, but in capability. Growth is not accidental. It is deliberate, and it requires focus, curiosity, and the discipline to invest in yourself daily. The modern world moves fast, and the skills and knowledge required to succeed change constantly. If you rely solely on what you already know, your efforts may eventually hit a ceiling. Intentional learning ensures that your energy and consistent actions are applied to something that increases your leverage over time. This habit involves seeking knowledge that aligns with your goals, whether it is professional skills, personal development, or understanding the world around you. Reading books, listening to educational content, practicing new skills, or learning from mentors are all ways to expand your capacity. The key is not just consuming information, but applying it consistently to real life situations. Without application, learning remains theoretical. With application, it becomes transformation. Intentional growth also requires reflection. Each new idea or skill learned should be evaluated, practiced, and integrated into daily life. Reflection allows you to understand what works, what doesn't, and how to adjust your approach for better outcomes. This creates a cycle where learning and action reinforce each other, and over time, small improvements compound into substantial progress. Learning intentionally also builds adaptability. Life will always present unexpected challenges, and those who are continuously growing are better equipped to respond effectively. For example, acquiring communication skills, critical thinking, or problem-solving abilities ensures that when obstacles arise, you can navigate them rather than be derailed. In addition, growth expands confidence. When you invest in learning, you equip yourself with the knowledge to make informed decisions, the skills to execute effectively, and the understanding to handle setbacks. This confidence fuels your consistency because you are not acting blindly. You are acting with competence and clarity. Another dimension of intentional learning is surrounding yourself with sources of growth. This includes mentors, peers, and environments that challenge and inspire you. The people and situations you expose yourself to influence how quickly and effectively you grow. Being intentional about this ensures that your time and energy are spent in ways that multiply your potential rather than drain it. Growth is also closely linked to opportunity. By continuously learning and expanding your skills, you position yourself to seize chances that others may miss. A person who consistently shows up and has high energy but does not invest in growth may work hard yet remain stuck, while a person who combines these habits with learning constantly opens doors to new achievements. The process of growth requires discipline and planning. It is not enough to read a book or attend a course occasionally. You must make learning a daily or weekly practice, integrated into your consistent routine. This connects directly to the habits of consistency and health, because the ability to learn effectively depends on showing up regularly and maintaining the energy and focus needed to absorb and apply knowledge. Growth also fosters resilience and perspective. As you learn, you gain insights into human behavior, problem solving, and the broader principles that govern success and failure. This understanding makes challenges less intimidating and allows you to respond with clarity rather than panic. Furthermore, intentional learning and growth reinforce other habits. It enhances focus by training your mind to pay attention to important details. It supports a positive mindset by exposing you to new ideas and solutions. And it sharpens reflection by providing the tools to analyze outcomes and improve. By committing to deliberate, continuous growth, you ensure that every consistent action taken and every ounce of energy invested produces results that are bigger, smarter, and more sustainable. In essence, intentional learning and growth transform effort into mastery, challenges into opportunities, and potential into achievement. making it an indispensable habit for anyone determined to define their year meaningfully. Once you commit to intentional learning and growth, the next habit that will define your years is cultivating a mindset of gratitude and positivity, because the way you perceive your experiences determines how effectively you can apply your knowledge and skills. Growth alone is not enough if your perspective remains clouded by negativity, self-doubt, or frustration. A positive mindset does not ignore reality or eliminate challenges, but it shapes how you respond to them, and gratitude provides a lens through which you can see opportunities even in difficult situations. When you face setbacks, the knowledge and skills you have developed through growth are only useful if your mindset allows you to act, persist, and adapt. Negativity saps energy, clouds judgment, and slows progress, while a mindset of positivity fuels resilience, creativity, and problem solving. Gratitude shifts focus from what is missing to what is available, reminding you that every small step forward is meaningful and that progress is always happening even when it seems slow. This doesn't mean celebrating mediocrity or ignoring areas for improvement. Rather, it means acknowledging the resources, opportunities, and strengths you already possess, which provides a stable foundation for further growth. Positivity also impacts the people around you. When you approach situations with optimism and appreciation, you attract support, collaboration, and encouragement. The energy you bring into your interactions can create a ripple effect, inspiring others while reinforcing your own determination. Cultivating this mindset requires conscious practice. Daily reflection, journaling, or simply taking a moment to recognize what you are thankful for strengthens the neural pathways that prioritize optimism over pessimism. Like any habit, it takes repetition to become automatic, but the benefits compound over time, enhancing emotional resilience and mental clarity. Gratitude also helps manage stress, which is inevitable when pursuing ambitious goals. Challenges can feel overwhelming when your focus is on scarcity, lack, or failure. But when approached with appreciation for what you have and what you can do, stress becomes a manageable signal rather than a paralyzing force. Positivity improves decision making because it allows you to assess situations more clearly without being clouded by fear, anger, or frustration. It also increases energy levels, complementing the previous habit of prioritizing health, because emotional and mental states directly influence physical performance and endurance. Additionally, gratitude and positivity foster patience, which is essential for consistency, learning, and growth. When you maintain a positive outlook, you are more likely to persist through setbacks, adapt strategies, and continue taking consistent action, knowing that challenges are part of the journey rather than indicators of failure. This mindset also encourages curiosity and openness, which strengthens intentional learning. When you approach life with appreciation and optimism, you are more receptive to new ideas, constructive feedback, and innovative solutions, making growth more effective and meaningful. Over time, a mindset of gratitude and positivity reshapes your internal narrative. Instead of viewing mistakes as failures or obstacles as dead ends, you begin to see lessons, opportunities, and avenues for improvement. This reframing enhances resilience and ensures that every effort you have made through consistency, health, and growth is not wasted, but amplified. Furthermore, positivity aligns your focus with achievable outcomes rather than dwelling on limitations. It keeps your energy and attention directed towards solutions and progress rather than problems and setbacks. By integrating gratitude into daily reflection, you continuously reinforce the value of what you are building, creating a virtuous cycle where appreciation motivates action and action reinforces appreciation. Mindset is the bridge between effort and results. Without it, even consistent actions and knowledge can fail to translate into meaningful outcomes. Gratitude and positivity make your efforts sustainable, your energy productive, and your growth effective, ensuring that every habit you have cultivated compounds to create momentum rather than frustration. Ultimately, adopting this mindset ensures that the year you are building is defined not only by what you achieve, but by how you experience the journey. turning challenges into lessons, effort into progress, and every day into a step forward.